World Autism Awareness Day is internationally recognized on April the 2nd, which was yesterday. Today we welcome Arlene Francis of the St. Kitts Spectrum Center to tell us more about the local observance of this international holiday. Good morning, Arlene, and it's our pleasure to welcome you to Studio 327 this morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
Lovely. So we'll begin with the theme. It's transforming the narrative, contributions at home, at work, in the arts, and in policy making.
Yes.
Can you explain that to us?
Just not a diagnosis. It simply means that a lot of persons look at children or people that have autism and say, okay, then that is an autistic child. But first of all, we want to see the character of those children, who they are inside versus who we think that they should be inside. And so when we see persons of the character, then we can separate that disability from really who they are. So autism, disability is nothing but a deficiency within the brain. And it affects the way persons interact. It affects the way that they engage with others. And they're no different from other people, quote unquote. They just have a different way of understanding life and understanding the surrounding around them. So St. Kitts Spectrum Services Center, we are here on this month of April with collaboration with other organizations to bring awareness of who autism spectrum services is in children.
Okay.
What activities are being done to celebrate the day and even the month?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we started off on Saturday. Saturday was I laugh because I had so much fun. Saturday was a buddy walk, and we walked from the cenotaph, walk all the way down to Posante Western Roundabout and back. The families and children enjoyed that. We have a list of activities coming up. We have in Nevis, we're going to have a screen shooting, and it's going to be on Saturday, and it's going to be the 22nd, and it's going to be at 3 o'clock. We have a fun day coming up, and we want everyone to come out. It's going to be on the 30th, which is the last Sunday of this month, and we're going to be at the industrial site grounds, and we're going to have lots of games, lots of prizes, it's going to be awesome. So we're inviting families out. If you have any questions concerning that, you're free to call 669-3767, and we'll give you more awareness. Also, I want to say in the month of, in the week of the 17th all the way to 19th is literacy month. In the library, we have some literatures, and we have some demonstrations of autism and what it is, what to look for, how it got started, things like that. So if you would like to know more about autism, we invite you to go to the library and educate yourself.
Nice. You mentioned collaborations before. Who are some of the entities or organizations that you do collaborate with?
Yes, so we collaborate with Youth Empowering Aging and Disability. We also collaborate with Con Thomas. We collaborate with Agnes House. We collaborate with Cecilia Brown, and those and Herbs. Those are the places and companies and organizations that we collaborate with on the island of St. Kitts.
How important are these collaborations?
It gives us a loud voice. You know, when we are just not speaking about autism in Spectrum Services Center, and then you have other organizations that comes out and say, yeah, we are aware of this, then together we make it powerful. Together we can share what we have observed in these different organizations, because even though we work with children that are on the spectrum, children that are on the spectrum is in various organizations. So you'll find that these persons would have seen some of the red flags that we have already been seeing, and then work on them to bring an awareness to people of what autism really is.
I like that.
And speaking to the collaborations, it's important to note that your work obviously involves children from ages 2 to 13, so those collaborations as well speak to a continuity of the work that you've done.
Yes.
In that vein, what can you tell us about the services that you provide?
Well, the services that we provide at St. Kitts Spectrum Services Center, we call it play therapy. And play therapy is nothing but that the parent of that child or family member bring that child into the center. And when they bring them into the center, we do not have like a schedule like the schools may have per se, but we have different toys. I call them lessons because they learn from them in the center. And these children gravitate to different things within the center. We stand back and we observe. And when we observe, we say, oh, that child's like music. How can I implement myself within that interest of that child so that I can have an awareness and can have a collaboration? I can have eye contact, because most of the times these children prefer playing by themselves. It's not that they want to, but they just do not know how to. So what we do at St.kitts Spectrum Services Center is teach these children how to play. We have fun with these children. They have fun with us in so much that when they have to go back to their school setting, it's a problem because they do not want to leave. And we have different testimonies. I don't want to have to run on, but I'm excited about this. We have different testimonies when we go into the schools, and the teachers will say, they're coming along, they're engaging.
Yes.
They're talking, because remember that some children that are on the spectrum, some of them are articulate, and then some of them are nonverbal. So, and we have some children that are very, very smart, very, very smart. So we just have to look for the cues, and when we look for the cues, and we work on that.
Let's speak about the range of autism that your center deals with.
Well, that's a good question, because spectrum itself is an umbrella term. It's an umbrella term because when you see one child with autism, you see that one child with autism. So we do not really call it a range, because we cannot differentiate one child from another since it's a spectrum. But what we do, we look for those red flags within those children, and we help to build a bond or collaborate to bring out the best in that child. So if you find a child that is maybe spinning around, or you find a child that likes to look at the fans, or you find a child that likes to rock back and forth, or you see a child that is flickering with his hands, or if you see a child that is tiptoeing all the time on his toes, or you see a child that is using echolalia. If I say, how are you? And the child say, how are you? If I says, let's run, and the child says, let's run, that's echolalia. If you find a child, which is a lot of times some parents have said, my child started talking and all of a sudden they just stop. So these are some signs that you have to really look at and observe. If you see those signs that I just spoke about, then you can call Spectrum Services Center. If a teacher refer you to that child, if a doctor refer you to St.kitts Spectrum Services Center, that means it's an awareness. And our number, like I say, 669-3767.
Okay.